Have you ever had an idea that you wanted to bring to life? I went through my Create This Book 3 and found the best prompts that inspire fun, quirky characters. Welcome back. I'm Christine. This is Mike. And if you're new here, I've been on a fun, crazy side quest to create characters that I call courageous monsters. It's not the best name, but we'll work on that. Today, I'm creating 9 new characters that give you that warm, fuzzy feeling inside. The first prompt is create an emoji that you wish existed. The last time I checked, there are no monster emojis. So let's make some. First, let's pull out my sketchbook and show you what I came up with last night. This sketchbook is where I collage a bunch of random sketches and paintings into one book. I try to keep all of my ideas in here, no matter how good or bad they are. Anything can be inspiration. Here are my emoji monsters. I sketched these off camera because watching me sketch is the most chaotic process you'll ever see. And you don't deserve that, you deserve better. I transferred my sketches onto a piece of copy paper so I can easily put it into the book when I'm done. It's time for a product update. I've been in a love-hate relationship with Artex acrylic paint markers. I love how easy they are to use. Most paint markers you have to pump or they leak everywhere, but these feel more like regular markers than paint markers. However, one of the blue paint markers has completely dried out, which is a huge problem because they only give you 3 darker blues in this set, and I use blue a lot. If it had been yellow or orange, I'd be less upset, but blue? How dare they? For the price, I think Artex could have done a bit better, but that's just my opinion. Have you guessed what the first emoji is yet? It's anger. Although it looks more annoyed than angry. Maybe it's annoyed because it doesn't know how to express itself. Sometimes I think anger just gets tired of being angry, which is why it looks so annoyed. Moving on to the laughing out loud emoji. This one is fuzzy and blue because it's laughing so hard that it can't breathe. I have a bad habit of overusing this emoji. I put it at the end of almost every sentence because I'm always laughing or giggling. I usually have to force myself not to laugh or giggle when I'm in a professional environment. Sometimes being professional is overrated, and I think we should all take a hint from the laughing emoji and just learn to have a good time. Don't be so serious. The third emoji is in love. I thought it would be fun to give this one heart-shaped wings and fangs. The fangs are for biting its victims and making them fall in love with life and everything around them. After adding some outlines with colored pencils, I started to color the fourth emoji. And I think it's one of my favorites. This is the teary-eyed emoji. This emoji isn't sad, but grateful and appreciative of everything around it. As a result, it's constantly holding back tears of gratitude. Oh, it's so cute. I cut all of these out to make them easier to add to the book. Now, I don't remember if I said that I was creating 5 emojis, and you might be wondering, where's the 5th emoji? I decided to combine the 5th emoji with the last prompt in this video, and I think it's the best one of all. So don't go anywhere until we get to the 3rd prompt, okay? I really don't want you to miss it. After making some slight alterations to the prompt itself, this spread was done. The 2nd prompt is create a wish. Draw a perfect cake complete with candles. Let's go a step further than that and create an entire birthday party in celebration of my 36th birthday. You can usually find the following things at most birthdays: a cake, balloons, ice cream, and presents. You might notice that the birthday present is missing from this page, but that's because I'm using it in the last prompt along with the 5th mystery monster emoji that I mentioned earlier. In the meantime, let me introduce you to my friend, Chilium. Chilium is a bowl of soft serve ice cream. This is the type of ice cream that you can usually get at McDonald's when the machine isn't broken. It's creamy, delicious, and a yummy birthday treat. I think it's a bit tastier than the basic store-bought ice cream. Plus, Chilium is so cool that even on a hot summer day, he refuses to melt. He knows how to stay cool. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should have given him some sunglasses, but I'm gonna leave it this way. The next item that you absolutely need at a birthday party is a balloon. But this is a special balloon because this is a balloon monster and it's fuzzy. It's so fuzzy that I named it Harry. Harry can't even go to the salon because if scissors get too close to him, he'll pop. It's a life or death situation. So he remains Harry and he's happy. He's a happy Harry balloon. I've been drawing these little monsters for a while now, and this one is my favorite because I think my style is really starting to show. The most important part of a birthday is next, and it's the cake. I don't know if it's the paws or the ears, but this birthday cake looks a lot like a cat to me, doesn't it? Regardless, I decided to name my birthday cake Cakeston. Cakeston the cake is so fluffy that whenever anyone tries to cut him, he just giggles and wiggles away. Cakeston is too sweet to eat, so he lives out his days granting wishes using the candles on top of his head. Once I was done coloring all of these in, I put them into the book and I wrote my wishes for friendship, health, and happiness over each of Cakeston's candles. Hopefully he grants me my wishes. And if you want to see me create the fourth birthday item, the present, follow me over to the next prompt. Create flaps. Let's wipe down my table a little bit because I'm so messy. I could follow the instructions, but I'm going to do something completely different. I grabbed some cardstock and measured out 4 2-inch sections. I folded it in half and then I folded the top and bottom pieces in the opposite direction along the marks. The folds don't have to be perfect, but you should end up with something like this. I trimmed the excess paper off the top and the bottom and then I cut my sheet of paper in half, and this is what I ended up with. Now let's turn these into our last 2 characters, starting with the 5th emoji. This little monster emoji is a happy smiley alien. And when you open up the mouth, it'll reveal a surprise. I'm going to keep the surprise for later. Right now, I'm going to focus on finishing the drawing and coloring this in. I'm terrible at drawing straight lines, so I'm using a ruler to help me. Oh, it's so cute! I want the alien to match the other monsters, but I also don't want to use the same colors. So after a lot of consideration, I decided to go with a light green. It is an alien after all. After I colored everything on the outside, I opened up the mouth and I decided to fill it with a rainbow. It's almost a rule, okay? You can't make a Create This Book video without incorporating a rainbow. I used an X-Acto knife to cut out the teeth, and oh, it works perfectly! And it matches the other emojis. Let's turn this last piece of paper into the final birthday character, which is the most important part of any birthday. Let's turn this into a birthday present. I love how this one just looks like it's screaming with excitement. Let me introduce you to Boxwell the birthday present. Boxwell is a cheerful polka-dotted gift box full of magic and surprises. He always gives you the perfect birthday present. After bringing Boxwell to life, it was time to cut out his teeth. They were a bit too big, so I cut them some more, but this was a huge mistake because this created 2 giant holes inside his mouth. I didn't want to make this entire thing all over again, so I just decided to leave it. I decided to create one more flap for this prompt, but what's inside is a surprise. I'll show you the surprise in a moment, but first we have to finish the happy alien. I still need to put something inside of it. I decided to scan in all the emojis and turn them into stickers. Then I placed each one inside of the happy alien, and it's so cute. It was so cute that I decided to do the same thing for the birthday monsters. But what's inside of this door? I'll give you a clue. It's Mike! Mike is officially a sticker in the Courageous Painting shop, along with Boxwell and the Happy Alien sticker sheets. I know the Happy Alien kind of looks like a pickle, but who doesn't love pickles? But back to the prompt. This is Mike's house, and I thought it would be fun to design his house in a future video. So make sure you leave me some ideas below about what we might find inside of his house. Today we created 9 new characters. That's a lot. If you'd like to see more Create This Book videos from me, go ahead and check out this playlist, and we'll see you there.